Hello again to all subscribers and listeners of this channel. Characteristics of heroism. Today we'll be speaking on, in part 3, characteristics of heroism. The characteristics of heroism are intrinsically masculine. Today, society increasingly does not want to accept this fact, but it is a reality. It has been, it is, and always will be a reality that men are ultimately more heroic than women, both in fantasy and in real life. But let us begin. 1. Physical characteristics of most heroes and heroines even, and how these characteristics are an exaggeration of the male human physical traits. A. When one compares men to women physically, the vast majority of the time, men are taller, stronger, have better foveal vision, and that's vision where you can see directly in front of you and track a moving object directly in front of you. We run faster, have denser skeletons, can track objects better, have more muscle mass, better hand-eye coordination. We're better at focusing on a single task at a time. We can't get pregnant, obviously. Men generally are less risk averse, and we're much more objective when we observe reality. B. Now, look at the many heroic characters and the way they're designed and depicted in different types of media. Heroes tend to be much taller, or at least they appear taller. The average woman globally is around 5'3" or 5'4" or so. The average man globally is about 5'9", 5'10"-ish. The average member of DC's Justice League, well, at least according to this one chart that I'll link to below in the description box, the average member of the Justice League is about 6'2.5" tall. The hero tends to be beyond normal human strength, whether they're carrying planes or punching holes in planets. Many heroes have vision that can only be explained through magic, extraterrestrials, or high technologies. Many heroes, like the Flash, can track, outrun, or even catch moving objects like bullets and missiles. Characters like Superman and the Flash have bizarre levels of speed and the ability to move at high levels of speed. Heroes like Wolverine literally have partially steel skeletons, or in Wolverine's case, the adamantium steel. Heroes have impossible or nearly impossible physiques. The only real human beings that come anywhere near close, and they're still very far away from it, but they're the closest in real life to what these heroes are designed like, are mostly black athletes, in like football and basketball, stuff like that, maybe track too, and or heavyweight bodylifters, powerlifters and or bodybuilders. They come kind of closer to it, but are still light years away from what Superman or Batman is designed like. Like nobody has an arm that's bigger than their thigh, but the closest to it will be the bodybuilders, the powerlifters, or athletes that generally are black or have more tropical proportions. Heroes in general have godlike reflexes, especially those like the Flash or Wonder Woman, being able to outrun or dodge or deflect bullets. Heroes have to focus on the single task of defeating the villain, or planet Earth and everyone on it dies. Ever notice that heroes, whether male or female, tend to not have children? And they tend to not have children around them. Or if they do, they have children off camera or off screen. And you find out about those children much later on into the series. Heroes always put themselves at risk every time there's a crisis. They always put the lives of others above their own. And finally, heroes have to objectively understand what is going on in order to fix the problem and save the day. C. Does anyone else notice something about this list so far that I went through in part B? Here's what you're going to notice. 1. All these characteristics of heroes are compared mostly to athletic, normal, non-enhanced human males. Not human women or children, but adult human men. B. 2. Because of that, it's safe to say that what we call the hero is a huge exaggeration of the characteristics of a very fearless, strong, and intelligent human male. 3. Also, even the heroines display the masculine hero traits, such as focus on detail, higher physical strength, fearlessness, lack of having children, saving others, sacrificing themselves, etc. So heroes and heroines are displaying very masculine traits in their psychological and physical makeup. Again, they're displaying masculine traits. Women can have more masculine traits, men can have more feminine traits. Heroes and heroines both display more masculine traits in their physiology and in their psychology. Number 2. What are the characteristics of heroism, and how do they parallel with the duties of a human male? Here's a list of stages that the hero/human male must go through in order for each entity to go through their particular set of challenges. This is part 2. We're going to begin. A. There are people that are less capable than them. The hero has to save a village, humanity, the planet, the universe, all of which are in a situation where they are less capable than him. The human male must save his woman, his children, his tribe, his clan, or his people. B. The people need something for their survival. The hero needs to get a gem, a jewel, or a magic stone. The human male must get food, water, or money. C. The hero goes out to get the item. The hero must travel through time and or space to different planets or galaxies. The human male must traverse over rivers, land, or sail across bodies of water. D. There's an obstacle or opponent. There's an alien, a god, a robot, a machine, a military, or a giant empire that the hero must fight. For the human male, there's the elements, a wild animal, or another strong and intelligent and militarily capable human male. E. A hero must fight an opponent. The hero must fight an alien, god, robot, or machine, or giant empire. The human male must fight the elements, the wild animal, or another human male. It sounds a little bit repetitive, but whatever. F. If the hero loses, dies, then what happens? The hero is mourned and then replaced by another hero, or humanity's fate is sealed. In the case of a human male, the human male is mourned if he dies, and he is then replaced, or his people's fate is sealed. G. If a hero succeeds, then what happens? The hero collects the item of value and sets back on a trek to his people that he was going to help out in the first place. If the human male succeeds, the human male collects the item of value and sets back to his people that he was helping. H. After the item is brought back, the hero uses the item and ends up saving the people that needed it. If the human male is the one that brings back the item, he brings it back to his tribe, his clan, or his people, and he uses it to save his people that needed it. I. The less capable people are saved and they rejoice. And the hero is celebrated. The hero is looked at as a god. He is adorned. He is given gifts, and he is idolized. He is given paintings and has statues made in his image. The human male is given women, jewels, gifts, and has idols, paintings, and statues made in his image. And they are both remembered for many generations after they eventually pass. J. The hero gets therapy for the trauma they face when procuring the item and fighting the enemy while helping the people that need the help the most. The hero will go through a cleansing, he will rest, he'll be rehabilitated before setting out on another mission if he needs to. The human male throughout history, he speaks about his experiences, gets counseled, heals himself, rehabilitates himself before he sets out on another journey, if and when he needs to. This is the basics from what I can observe of the hero's journey. And these are also the parallels it has with the journey of human males, the journey of man. Three, if women want more female heroism, if women want more heroines, here's what they're going to have to do. Women are going to have to adopt a more masculine attitude, literally. How will women do this? A. Journey away from your comfort zone and go into an unfamiliar environment. B. Go through something very dangerous and very scary. C. Make sure that no one helps you throughout the ordeal. And make sure that when you get something of value, that when you go through this ordeal, you obtain something of value, something that's very precious, something that's very needed. D. She must overcome her fear of what is happening in that particular situation. E. She must challenge the obstacle and or opponent that she's facing in that situation by herself. Or if she does have help, it has to be very minimal help. Otherwise, she does it by herself. F. She defeats the obstacle and or the opponent. G. She comes back from the ordeal with the item of value. And it's perfectly okay if she has wounds from this ordeal. That's perfectly fine. H. She must journey back to the safe place that she came from. I. Reach some people who are weaker and less capable than her. And she must help them after she comes back from her ordeal. J. She relays to them, confides in them what she experienced, how it felt, what she did, and how she overcame the struggle that she went through. K. She must find a way to get herself healed. She must rest, rehabilitate, and celebrate her victory with those that she cares about the most. This is what needs to be done. This can and will become the basis for the heroine's journey, just like the hero's journey. But the question is, how many women are actually willing to understand or even go through this process of heroism in order to create a story for an epic heroine? Think about that. 4. If women want to see more heroines in awesome storylines that will be respected and applauded by an audience, they're going to have to create them themselves. And make sure these heroines go through the hero's journey without missing a single stage. Go back through the stages I showed you. Make sure this female hero, this heroine, goes through that entire process. Women can complain all they want, but that will lead to absolutely nothing in terms of creating an awesome and beastly female character or an awesome and beastly heroine. So here's what needs to go down. A. Learn how to write a story. Definitely learn how to write a story with a good plot, good character motivations, good characterization, good setting, and try to nail it on all the other story elements. B. Learn how to create multi-layered characters. Create characters that have a very good reason for behaving the way they do. The more trauma they faced at a younger age or earlier in the story, the better. So you got to give her something traumatic. You can't try to protect her. You cannot protect heroes and make them heroes at the same time. Heroes have to be very vulnerable and overcome the vulnerability. That's a major problem with a lot of female heroes nowadays. A lot of them. C. Come up with a good plot. You got to have a very intense problem that makes the protagonist and antagonist behave in a way that will draw out a strong reaction from the audience. They've got to be in a situation where we are going to connect with them in a very profound way. D. Put the main female protagonist in the right part of the plot in a way that she has no choice but to go through the heroic journey. She has no other option but to go through the hardest and most intense thing possible to finish whatever it is that she needs to finish in this storyline. No easy ways, no shortcuts. She must go through completely the hard way. E. Make sure she goes through every stage. I can't reiterate this enough. She needs to go through every stage when it comes to going through the hero's journey. F. Have the story looked at and edited, obviously. H. No, actually that shouldn't be H, that should be G. But G. Publicize it, advertise it, market it, engage the audience response. If it's good, if everything you did was right and you did the story well and you made a good story, the audiences are going to love it. If it sucks, the audience will shit on it, and rightfully so. So in conclusion, as I stated before, and I will say it again, the story of a hero is an exaggeration of what men had to do for the majority of human population throughout all of human history on this planet. The hero's journey and the duties of men throughout history parallel each other very closely, probably closer than most people realize. If women truly want heroines to be respected in this realm, they're going to have to change the way they interact with the environment they're in, and they're going to have to get far outside their comfort zone. They're literally going to have to adopt a more masculine mindset, not just to correctly create more epic heroines, but to become more courageous themselves. That's the end of part 3 of this series. Hope you learned and enjoyed. Subscribe, like, and share for more uploads. Peace. I'm out.